What's up, everyone? I'm Coach D here. If you like my content, please be sure to subscribe to my page at Coach D_speaks. We're almost getting to 20,000 subscribers, and I really do appreciate you guys. So, I think that it is pretty, um, it's probably a good prediction of ours to predict that there's a chance that Kamala Harris and Tim Walz will win this next election. Although I do caution people to not become complacent. I think if you want to see Kamala Harris and Tim Walz become president and vice president, the first thing you need to do is mobilize. You need to be the person in your neighborhood, in your county, in your state that is pushing people to vote, making sure that the infrastructure is in place to help people get to the polling stations. That's the most important thing, is first winning the election. But I want to start the conversation on, if this does happen, we don't just sit on our hands and say, okay, we got them elected. We should be happy with whatever they do. That becomes the time for us to also demand that things get done. And for me, and I want to ask you guys to let me know in the comments, what are some of the most important issues for you guys? My two most important right now would probably have to be healthcare and education. Here's why. I'm a college professor. So I see what it does to people when they're not able to pay for education. I see how hard it is for people when they have to take out student loans. I see how hard it is for people to go to school and have a full time job and then try to study and do all those things. So I think we need to, although I'm a professor in California at a junior college, and junior colleges are free in California, I do see what happens when people go to state schools, UCs, and private schools. So I think we need to make college more affordable. I think we need to look at the cost of books in college and start to make that more affordable as well. And then the second is healthcare, because I'm also a coach. And I see what happens when we have student athletes who do not have healthcare. It's hard for them to get their physicals every year. It's hard for them if they get an injury and the injury doesn't happen at a competition under the school. So if they get injured, maybe training on their own or something like that, they see our trainers, but they have no way of seeing a doctor without paying either a huge copay or dealing with the price of having to pay for the entire visit themselves. So I think it's important that we really start to look at healthcare again. I think there was a lot of good things done with Obamacare, but I think we need to take it a step further. And I think there are ways that we can do this. One thing that I think the Democrats do a bad job of is talking about exactly, like telling the American people exactly how you are going to tax corporations and billionaires and millionaires, and how you are going to lessen the tax burden on the average person. I don't think they do a good enough job of actually explaining that. And maybe some of us are getting it, but I don't think everyone is getting it. So I think for me, healthcare being cheaper, more affordable, and college being cheaper and more affordable are going to be two things that I'm going to make sure my voice is heard on. Um, Let me know in the comments the things that you guys are going to make sure your voice is heard on. Thanks a lot.